Hey guys, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is Nom Nom, and I have just been playing around still with that ethanol phase change cooler, and I decided to chain two of them together, where this first one is cooling itself and the second one. And the second one is just cooling a chamber over here, and I will admit I have not made liquid oxygen very often, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I recognize that this is a really bad design. Please forgive me for that. I've learned quite a few things. This is pretty much the first time I've made a liquid oxygen production facility, and I realized it's way too big. I was testing some things out. Anyways, the point I was just trying to show off here is that without cooling the thermoregulator, using anything other than the phase changing that's happening inside here with the ethanol gas turning into ethanol liquid, that's all we're doing, we're able to make liquid oxygen. And here I've got 31 kilograms of liquid oxygen down here. So that was it. I just wanted to show you that it was possible, and I hadn't thought of doing this before, where like over here I've got my minus 100 degrees hydrogen, but clearly I was able to do much more than that. My radiant gas pipe here is circulating at minus 187, minus 188 hydrogen, so that I can cool down this oxygen here to minus 184. So by chaining two of them together, I was able to get much colder than actually running two in series, as you see here. They're just giving up more heat than they need to up here, keeping this thing at minus 85 degrees. Doesn't need to be that cold. As you can see over here, this one's at 56. This one over here is at 52. And that's enough to turn this ethanol back into a liquid. Now you see there's some micrograms here of, well, when it's done raining, you'll see there's micrograms of ethanol left over, and it doesn't matter. There's not enough mass, I guess, to transfer the temperature, but when there is enough gas pressure here to actually get an effective transfer of heat into the tile, it rains ethanol. And that's it. That is it. There's 1 kilogram spread across the bottom, so 1,000 kilograms spread across the bottom, so 333 kilograms per tile. With the thermoregulator, two of them chained together, I imagine I could make this quite a bit smaller. I could probably make this, 3, 6, well, it'll have to be 4, 8 tiles wide, plus this. I could probably do this in another 3 tiles. So 12 plus another wall, 13 tiles. If I mash it all together, I might be able to do this in 13 tiles. Let me see if I can condense this down in size, and then that'll probably wrap up this series on the thermoregulator phase change ethanol. All right, let's see if I can't do that. We'll be back here in a moment. And we're back. This is what I came up with. We have here quite simply 2 chained thermoregulators. First one is cooling both of them. Second one is cooling just the space over here, which would be reserved for oxygen. Got a mini liquid pump waiting for some liquid oxygen to rain down. Got some metal tile that I'm cooling down. Obviously it's not cool yet, I just got this thing running. I have a tank of 25,000 kilograms of oxygen, just an endless supply of oxygen over here. The oxygen pumps in. It is limited to 2 kilograms of oxygen because that's as much as the gas vent can pump. The hydrogen then loops through this thermoregulator, just chilling down. It's already down to minus 120. This one over here, it's already down to 20. These tiles are not very cold yet. I did start the ethanol at a higher temperature of like 56 because I thought that was a reasonable temperature that you might actually end up with ethanol that comes out of your refinery close to 70 degrees or whatever that comes out of the ethanol distillery. So it started warm, and I did that on purpose. The thermoregulators are running. They're made of gold amalgam. Again, this is all early game materials except for the mini liquid pump. In theory, you could do a larger liquid pump here. If you did do a larger liquid pump, the chamber might have to be a little bigger, and you'd have more mass inside that would have to be cooled down. If I look at this, it's 100 kilograms for a mini pump, and it is, what's the mass on a big pump? 400. The mass appears to be 400 on a big pump. So you definitely have more. Take a look there. Yeah, 400 kilograms. More to cool down as far as that pump went, but then I mean also you just have more thermal mass. So not necessarily bad. In fact, let's take a look here what I've got on liquid output. I've got liquid output coming from the pump, just going into this reservoir, and then in theory going to wherever you need it to go. The reservoir here, I should probably chill the reservoir, otherwise what's in it's going to slowly warm up over time. But as far as this system is concerned, I'm not going to worry about that. I could just insulate this box over here. I could just box this in with some sort of a gas in there and make this a metal tile also, which would leach some of the cold into the reservoir also. Reservoirs are very well insulated to begin with, but that's an option. So if you wanted to do a larger pump here, you could. Again, it would probably just take a little bit longer before your liquid stayed liquid or until your system started producing liquid oxygen. So I'm going to let this run. It's cycle 393. I'll come back when we get our first liquid oxygen. And we're back. We went from 393 to 420. So at 27 cycles, this whole thing was pretty hot. I actually put in some different ethanol in here. That ethanol that I put in here at 60 degrees was too warm to really make the system stable. Just needed to kickstart it a little cooler. So I dropped it down to like 20, 30 degrees, something like that. Anyways, and that made the system stable. Anyhow, so here it is. We have liquid oxygen occasionally. We have 1.6 kilograms of it. Not an awful lot, but just like testing the system out a little bit, making sure that it works, and seeing how small we can get it. So obviously, if we did this with aqua tuners, we would get a lot more volume, a lot more cooling going on, and be a lot more effective. But I was just enjoying proving it out with early game materials and equipment. So anyways, there you have it. The occasional drip of liquid oxygen. Let's see if we can get it to flash again. Got oxygen in here. It is at minus 185. Oh, yeah, almost. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, you have 3,000 or 3 kilograms, but this pump can only support 2 kilograms, so it's, I guess, rushing in when it's a liquid, and some of it's turning back into a gas. Anyways, there we go. We have 2 kilograms of liquid oxygen. All right, that's it. I just wanted to prove that out, and I think I'm done with this experiment, so I'll probably wipe all this stuff out and get ready for the next experiment. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys were able to pick something up. If you have any feedback on what you like and what you don't like, any suggestions on how I could make it smaller or more efficient, I would love to hear it. But until then, this is Nom Nom, signing out.